The following is brought to you in part by System Blue. Products and education. System Blue.
Some say it's more than water. So this started a long time ago. I remember they used to name different flavors of Gatorade after different members. And then this year, I was expecting them to start doing that because at the Memorial Day camp, my name was on a water jug.
And they haven't changed it.
The Brandon Olander jug definitely gets used the most. If I check the water at any point in time after a water break, that one will be more empty than all the other ones.
Just like in Space Jam, my water jug gives all the Blue Devils power.
So we're in Mississippi and we're doing some changes in the closer, as you can see. Hardline's doing some stuff back there. A lot of really cool things are happening. We're speeding it up, getting our game on.
We all do these little loops like that. Yeah. Instead of going back and making a W, everybody come forward. Still go left and right, but you all come forward up about 4 counts. That would get us.
Nice. Check adjust. Very nice, Ethan.
Said that?
So today our goal is to just kind of update the closer and the ending of the show and just make it as the best as possible. And right now Scott Chandler and Jay Murphy are just kind of coming through the closer, looking at it, see where it needs improvements, and obviously ideas that they've had that they're putting in and improving the show and just making us better.
Yes to the growth at the end, no to the tone color change, yeah? Make sure you keep everything open and broad, open and broad. We got some great changes in the show over the last couple of days. It's been really interesting working with this low brass section because they're really snappy, they're really quick learners. So I'll go into a sectional with a little bit of hesitation like, are we gonna be able to handle this? And they're just like, yeah, what are you talking about? And then after a few reps, we're already working on cleaning up the detail. So it's been a great year. Changes are great. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all comes together tonight and for the rest of the season.
So the opening sequence begins with the vibes, chords, the long tones, and the marimba's pretty simple 16th note rhythms. It's the entrance of a grand finale, in a sense. So scene 6 being the last movement is basically that.
And with the small ensemble, you have Alan starting with the flugelhorn to have a nice soft entrance with the violin player. And you just hear us kind of as like ghosts, as reminiscents of previous parts of the show and previous pieces of theater. Because that's kind of how epic theater worked. Epic theater was more of like respecting the past, but bringing something new into the future. Yeah, the small ensemble, one of the biggest difficulties is we're in the center of the field, but kind of spread out along the stage. And you have the drum line far to our right playing tunes, you've got the front ensemble in front of us, and the horn line behind us. And there's all like, from where we are, we have to work together as we're apart to try to play within the sound of all three groups. We watch the hands, we listen back, we really have to change our responsibilities over the course of the small ensemble as more music layers in.
And the guard boys were running across the stage pretty much in an epic way, telling people, get out of our way, you're gonna watch us do this. And as we're doing that, the Saber girls are giving you this beautiful dance piece with their saber, but they're also killing it. And they do this one part, it's a batma toss. It's a 7, and they batma with their left leg, and they wear it out pretty much every single time. To exit off the prop, we toss a quad and a half and land on the ground, and all of a sudden we join up with the saber pairs. Essentially the boys toss and the girls do a cabriole with the boys' assistants on their back. So they wrap around, do the cabriole, the gun's still in the air, they get down and we're able to catch and move on back onto the prop for another epic moment.
And then we transition into our last big drum break of the entire show. Along with it being loud, there's just a lot of different vocabularies also, from like flam drags to just tap 5s to like triplet echoes to hertas, and just different types of like vocabulary. And after we finish that, then we start moving into this little breakdown section where we bring the pit back in, and then we start getting back into really dense rhythms that are super fast. And then we just kind of finish it off with this whole big crescendo into this big loud moment.
Our music very much just like reflects a lot of the same vocabulary that we've been playing throughout the whole show. And in a different format entirely, because we kind of have like a lot of like the 12/8 time signatures and stuff, but we're still finding a way to show the audience just how exactly dynamic we can be.
So once the horn line hits this big arc, there's this massive crash of movement and crash of sound as the arc breaks into pinwheels and then into random swapping. And as soon as we form this big block, it breaks suddenly and you have most of the horn line just running across the stage and just waves of movement, kind of like the waves of time moving forward. You really see all the excitement from previous forms of theater, and you have the epic theater just pushing louder and louder and louder towards the front of the field.
I think what makes it epic is that it's happening here, there, almost immediately one after another with each melodic or rhythmic content or even visual from the guard. I think it's the way that it's all just meshing together, and it finally just resolves on this just those really moving power chords in the very end.
As an audience member, it's important to watch things twice. And some may not agree, but I think it is because there's so many different things within this program that happen. You can't get it all in the first time. I think that with any great piece of art or performance or anything of the sorts, it's always good to get a second look at it.
Next time on Inside BD360.
This summer with the Blue Devils has just been like magical. Because I mean, I've seen a lot of drum corps and I've done a lot of drum corps, but really nothing compares to being a part of BD 2019. Like, this feeling is definitely something that will live in my heart for a long time.